How's it going, everyone? Tougie here, back again. Really quickly, it's going to be a different type of video. It's actually going to be a response to Steve Dangle and his latest podcast where he talks about the Bruins and the concept of trading Zdeno Chara. Now, I'm long-winded, so I couldn't fit all this in a tweet, hence this video. But when it comes to trading Zdeno Chara, there's one reason why the Bruins are hesitant, and Bruins fans are hesitant to see him go, and that is the defensive prospects we already have. Now, right now, when you're talking about veteran defenders on this team, you only have three. You have Chara, McQuaid, and Seidenberg. Chara's obviously showing his age finally, as I've talked about on my recaps. Seidenberg starting to develop a bit of an injury bug late in his career. He's 34. He has 3 years left. Not an easy contract to offload, and you need him to be a veteran presence. And Adam McQuaid, who just signed a new 4-year deal, unfortunately, not the best contract in the world, but again, 29 years old, he has NHL experience. And I think Toronto fans, well, really any team, can identify with this concept of not rushing your prospects straight into the game. You want them to play with a veteran. Now, I'm not sure if this is exactly the case, I can't remember, but Morgan Rielly, using Toronto as an example, you don't play him with TJ Brennan on your second defensive pairing to start off his career. You play him with a veteran. You play him with a Dion Phaneuf. You play him with somebody like that. Boston, when you start off Dougie Hamilton, you don't play him with Zach Trotman. You play him with Adam McQuaid, Seidenberg, or Chara, and that's the big problem the Bruins are undergoing right now. While you have the veterans that are having trouble staying healthy, Chara, obviously 38 years old, he's not going to be around much longer. So right now, you're calling up these people like Kevin Miller, who despite being 27, doesn't have that much NHL experience. Zach Trotman, 25-year-old prospect, he's hitting the make it or break it point of his career. You have Colin Miller, 22 years old, acquiring the Lucic deal. Tommy Cross, 26-year-old rookie, former Boston College guy who just got called up today, actually. I'm really excited to see what he can do. Joe Morrow, the reason Cross was called up, 22 years old. He is injured at the moment. And then you sign someone like Matt Irwin, who despite having a decent preseason, as I've talked about, was an absolute disaster in his first few games. He only signed a 1-year deal, 27 years old. I don't think he's going to be sticking around much longer. But the point is, you don't want to call up Zach Trotman and Joe Morrow and have them play on the same pairing. You want a defenseman. You want to put one of them with an Adam McQuaid who can, despite not having a perfect game in his own right, can at least prop them up and take the attention off of these people. And more often than not, the veteran's going to take this negative attention away from the prospect. People are going to want to polish up and just enjoy the nice new prospect the teams have. Oh, Adam McQuaid and Colin Miller were on the ice when there was a goal against. Oh, but yeah, Colin Miller's doing really well. McQuaid should have had that. He should have known better. Same thing with Toronto. Like, oh, hey, yeah, Phaneuf fucked it up. Yeah, fuck Dion Phaneuf. But Morgan Rielly, that guy's going to be great. And while true, it's because a lot of that negative attention was focused on the veteran, while people, again, were wanting to enjoy or wanting to focus on wanting to believe in this new piece. So again, that's where the hesitation comes from in wanting to trade Chara. Is it time for Chara to go? Maybe, because honestly, you don't know how long he's going to be around. Again, age is finally catching up to him. But as we all know, and as Steve pointed out on the podcast, they have good pieces. Just because this start of the season is really frustrating doesn't mean they don't have good pieces, doesn't mean they should necessarily blow it up. So far, it hasn't been a rebuild, it's been a retooling. Letting go of Lucic, letting go of Hamilton. The day Chara goes, the day Bergeron or Krejci goes, that is a rebuild. And despite the struggles, I would hope that they are far, far away from that moment, but we'll have to see how the season goes. Again, we're only 3 games in. It's been a lot of frustration on my part, but that's bound to happen. And I equate this will be my last point and I'll end this video, I equate this to Liverpool FC. Now, a lot of people who watch these recaps might not be soccer fans or football fans. Liverpool were title contenders. They finished second place, whereas, of course, the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. And then they hit a snag, and then the end of last season was brutal, just brutal, and now you're starting off on the wrong foot again. What happened with Liverpool? End of last season, abysmal. End of last season for the Bruins, they missed the playoffs, albeit only by a point, but it was still a really bad situation where they were absolutely in control of their destiny and they just fucked it up. What happened with Liverpool to start this season? They started off terrible again. Their manager gets fired. What happens this season? The Bruins starting off terrible again. I have a strong feeling Claude Julien's not going to make it till Christmas. Maybe he won't even make it to American Thanksgiving just over a month from now. But despite the pessimism in my videos, I am trying to remain slightly optimistic. Anyway, I got a little bit off track. Thank you all for watching this quick video. Like, share, subscribe, the whole to-do, and I'll catch you guys next time.